Shibani, thank you for joining us. I know it's another rough day there in Hong Kong. Tell us exactly what is going on and how widespread the protests appear to be.
Right. So this morning, there were calls for a protest over a planned national anthem bill that's going to be, or that is currently being read in Hong Kong's legislature right now. It is one of the many laws that Hong Kong protesters feel is a sign that Beijing is cracking down on them, wants to bring them closer into the mainland, into the fold. And also, there's obviously so much anger over the Hong Kong security law that's planned and has been imposed, totally, by Beijing rather than going through Hong Kong's legislature. So this morning, actually, it was very, very hard for protesters to mobilize in any meaningful way because police had locked down the entire area around Hong Kong's legislature. It was such a heavy police presence, nothing like I've seen before, even during the 8 months of protest last year. And so I guess the protesters sort of regrouped and went through central Hong Kong, which is the footage that you guys are seeing right now. And so they had a little impromptu gathering at the financial district, but the police presence was so strong all day today that it was really, really difficult for them to gain any ground. And what we saw was mass arrests, police firing pepper spray, pepper balls into crowds of people who were simply shouting slogans. These were students, office workers, people who were out on their lunch break, elderly people. They weren't really sort of the violent rioters or the sort of frontline, Molotov cocktail throwing protesters that we saw at points last year.
What does that tell you then about the state of the protests, Shibani? Has it evolved?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult right now for Hong Kong protesters to get the numbers or to get the traction that they once did. I mean, because of the coronavirus outbreak, the Hong Kong police have essentially had the past 5 months to mobilize and change their own strategy and fortify areas here that were considered weak points from a security perspective. So I think it is getting much harder for them to resist. And also, I mean, the stakes are just getting much higher. We see the Hong Kong police really not having tolerance for anything right now. I mean, before they would sort of let protesters march and chant a little bit and shout some slogans and insult them, and then only start, moving to disperse crowds once they started blocking roads, once they started throwing debris or kind of setting up barricades. Now you see them moving in, right at the point of gathering. They're not even allowing them to sort of blow off some steam, if you will,
yeah.
And kind of just shout some slogans and march on and sort of carry on with their day. So.
And I was there for the better part of a week last October, Shibani, covering this, and I see what you're saying. They were allowed to gather, they had to have their approved areas, but then once things got a little rowdier, you see the cops sort of move in later on. It sounds like they're cracking down a lot faster and a lot harder than in October.
Yeah, I would say that that's absolutely right. I think that you're seeing avenues of peaceful protest basically closing up in Hong Kong. Obviously, the coronavirus outbreak sort of made protests hard anyway because people were worried about gathering and going out. But we've had no local cases now for more than 2 weeks. So in this environment, more people are starting to apply for permits to protest again, and they're trying to mobilize, but it's proving very, very difficult for them to do so. And I think the worry here is that even without this national security law having passed, you're already seeing Beijing making moves on Hong Kong's legislature, the right to protest, freedom of assembly, and cracking down on all of these avenues, right? And so I think people are really worried that, this is happening so fast before their eyes that they're just sort of seeing the rights and the freedoms they've known kind of disappear at sort of lightning speed here, even before the bill itself is passed, right?